Welcome to MLB Prop Pick Show, powered by the Bat X. I'm Jon Metler. He's Josh Inglis.
Yeah.
Pringles. I got it this time. Josh Inglis. We're pretty fired up here, I would say, for both of us. ALDS Game 2's in the book yesterday. Tigers, Mariners 1-1. Jays up 2-0 on the Yankees. Stomped them both games. You were taking in the game at a wedding on Saturday. How was your weekend? What are your thoughts on the Jays after going up 2-0?
It was a tough wedding to dress for out of the gate. Rural wedding, more cowboy boots and cowboy hats than dress shoes. I looked like a damn city slicker, and I felt like an idiot. And I was the only guy watching the game. It was crazy that the game wasn't on during the reception or anything. Nobody was watching it. During the reception, I flip on. I go check out the app, go MLB app. Milwaukee up 9-1. That was insane. Didn't even have a chance to breathe before that got out of hand. But then the Jays game, it was tight. It was awesome. And then the doors blew open and they carried that momentum on. And what they say in baseball, that hitting is contagious, and you absolutely see it. And Dalton Varsho, now that I'm looking at it, we were talking about it. The old chat was at it, and it's good to see the chat here. They were talking about the ALCS, the Championship Series MVPs, which were available to markets. I was looking at Kirk and Varsho, both at 50-1. That number's going to be gone now, but I think looking at that series, not to get ahead of myself, but I think today would be the day that I will take the dip on that before it goes to it. So I think those two are probably your best value in that, and it's just been awesome watching this lineup just go up and down. And Trey Savage, I don't think I'll ever watch another pitching performance like that over sub 6 innings. It was incredible. And Buster Olney was on 1050 this morning talking about how many Yankees batters were like down on a knee just trying to pick up that splitter. So it was good. I wasn't too stressed when they put up a 5-pack the other way around, but going to New York, and got to give some props to Schneider, who put the rookie in the home game as opposed to putting the rookie in the home game or in the away game in the Bronx. That would have been tough. So now we got the vet in Game 3 in New York, and that team might turn on itself, right? Like if you punch him in the face early in Game 3, the Boo Birds might be out in the Bronx.
Yeah, I think it was Chris McCauley in the chat on Friday when we were breaking down like Bieber, Gosman Game 1 and Game 2, and we were trying to figure that out, and he said go Savage Game 2. And we were kind of like, whoa. And you were like, hot take. But then you start to think about it once they announced it, and you're like, yeah, it kind of makes sense. Send the rookie out at home, like less pressure. Put Bieber, who obviously has pitched a ton of big games, veteran, put him on the road in Yankee Stadium. Like once you started to see that breakdown, you're like, makes a lot of sense why they would do that. And I think we're more debating Bieber Gosman Game 1. And you're like, well, I'm kind of shocked Bieber's Game 3. But like now it's set up really nice. That release point on Savage's splitter looks like the guy's throwing off a ladder, like straight down. It is insane. Like I watching the game, and like you're saying, I think it was Ben Rice. He was like down on one knee, like Adrian Beltre, except Beltre hit homers when he did that. And, like they look so off balance. Like that was just a crazy good performance.
You don't see professional hitters look like that. No. Like not the second time through the order. Like it's embarrassing. You're like, why are you swinging at that? Because he's 6. He's on a mound and he's releasing the ball like over his head like a football, and it's just absolutely tumbling down. It was nasty. It was great to see. On your other side, you think Skubal should have went one more inning, or Finnegan? No, that's fine. 97's good.
No, 97's good. I think he's good because you got to bring him back for Game 5, right? So if it's at that time it was it 2-2? No, it was they were down 2-0. I think
they were down. They were down. Yeah,
it's because they scored in the 8th. So you're down 2-0. So like, if you're up like 3-2 or like you're winning, maybe you send him out for one more inning. But like when you're down 2-0 there, I think you got to bring him out. I know Finnegan wasn't really someone they wanted to pitch in that game because that'd be his 4th game in 5 days. And then once they took the lead, it's going to be Finnegan and Vest. Those are their 2 main guys. I know they had Tommy Kahnle up before that. I mean, he gives up the back-to-back doubles. It is what it is. Tigers ultimately get the split, which is good. That's what you're hoping for. I mean, you obviously wanted the 2-0, right?
Yeah, you win the bullpen game and you lose the Skubal game just like you drew it up.
Yeah, I mean, the Tigers are still in a really, really good spot here too. Like as a fan of the team, you're coming home for 2. You got Casey Mize, Jack Flaherty, and then even if you fumble, well, I guess you can't fumble both. You got to win one of them, and then you got Skubal in Game 5 going back to Seattle. So they're still in a really good spot. I mean, ultimately going into that series, you're just hoping for the split anyways, we're hoping you just thought it'd be the opposite. You thought the rookie would lose and Scuba would win, but
1-1.
Yeah, I'm really hoping we get this Tigers Jays ALCS. That'd be pretty awesome between the two of us here. I think
if you guys want to do the work in the chat, if it does turn into Tigers Jays, and let us know what you want John and I to do for the series, let us know, because we're racking our brains trying to figure out what would work well content wise, other than me having to go all the way down to Detroit to watch a game, because it's probably cheaper than anything here in Toronto.
It's definitely cheaper. I think actually my pre-sales right now, I think for ALCS tickets, for season tickets, I think we get the code at 10 a.m. to buy extra tickets here. Like, put in the chat here, like, comment, subscribe. Let's move on to the NLDS, because those are the two games we are looking at today for betting. So Dodgers, Phillies. Dodgers take game one. Teoscar Hernandez, 3-run homer, blows it open for them. They win 5-3. He was brutal in the field when the Phillies scored 3 runs. I think that's kind of why the Jays got rid of him, right? Was the effort on defense. And then, I mean, he hits home runs.
Sure.
You're like looking at it, and like, so he booted the ball around. Didn't really hit the cutoff man. They score 3 runs, and then they come back. He gets a 3-run homer. They end up winning 5-3.
Defense massive. Like, watch Judge out in the outfield. Like, no one respects his arm. Like, people going first to third on him. You're like, what? Like, that double that turned into a triple that was classified as a double with Varsho, like, just off the wall between his legs. He looks lost out there. But yeah, much like Teoscar.
I was saying to my buddy last night when we were watching the Tigers game, do you think we've become numb to the fact that like Ohtani is just like, he's starting game one of the NLDS throwing 101. He's striking out Kyle Schwarber, has 56 homers. He has 55 homers himself, and you're just sitting there just watching it like it's a normal game. You're like, yeah, he does this all the time. Like, that is crazy. Like, when you really start to like sit there and think about it, I'm like, we've just got so numb to it that he always does this. But like, he's your game one starter in the NLDS, and like striking out Harper, striking out, like, he went 6 innings. I think he's punched out 9. Yeah.
Did I ever tell you that I got to do a play-by? When I was in Taiwan, I was with the WBC, and the Premier 12 was doing its inaugural tournament, and I got to do the color commentary for Ohtani games.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I've never heard that.
An 18-year-old Ohtani for Team Japan.
Was he always pitching and hitting? Obviously, but yeah.
No, he worked his way into hitting. He was always pitching, and then slowly hit a little more, like that home run derby one you see where he hits. I think he hits it through the roof. No, I think that was a regular season game when he hit through the Tokyo roof. That's like just at the beginning of his hitting. But yeah, pitching first for sure, and then there were some saying that it was him. And who was the Tigers pitcher, the Japanese Tigers pitcher, who was there that was supposed to be something like, really good too.
Like recent pitcher?
What's that?
Recent pitcher?
Yeah, within the last 4 or 5 years.
They had Kenta Maeda on the roster.
So Kenta Maeda came over. Obviously, he was pitching at the same time as Ohtani, and they were saying like Maeda is the pitcher, but Ohtani is the thrower. Like that old adage in baseball where it's like Ohtani doesn't have the stuff, but they thought Kenta Maeda would be the better pitcher.
Well, Kenta Maeda's designated for assignment. Ohtani starting game one in the LDS. So, man, the Dodgers, though, like, you're looking at that Dodgers-Philly series feels like basically should be the NLCS, and like the winner of that's going on to the World Series. Those two teams,
boring Milwaukee.
Yeah, like Jackson Chourio now has the hamstring injury, but man, Dodgers, like you go Ohtani to Glass now, and then to the rookie for the closeout, and he's throwing 101. You're like, man, this is like, I'm looking at my Tigers. They don't even have a starter for game one. We're starting Troy Melton, the rookie.
Yeah, like, but look at who's Milwaukee starting, right? Like Milwaukee's starting. Where is it? Like, I'm like, who's Ashby? Oh yeah, they're starting an opener too.
Yeah, and then like you're looking at the Dodgers, like, oh, we'll just stack 3 starters together because there's not that many games that we can use them all in. So, man, the Dodgers Phillies, that is, I mean, I hope we kind of get 5 games there. I think it's gonna be a great series. You want to get into the picks here? I know you have one bet for Dodgers Phillies, and then you have one for the Cubs. You want to break these down?
Yeah, let's go. We're going over. Simple, easy. Dodgers Phillies over 7.5, -110. That's how we start things off. Ohtani, Sanchez, that game's closed at 7, finished 5-3. As the Phillies got to the starting pitchers, while the Dodgers hit Sanchez late, and then the Philly bullpen where they got the runs. And in that game, like, some big sticks didn't do anything. So Ohtani struck out 4 times in game 1, and the other part of the lineup still bailed him out. Well, Schwarber, Harper went 1 for 8 with 5 strikeouts. Lots of familiarity factor in here as well. Dodgers just saw Luzardo 2 starts ago, 7 innings pitched, 4 earned runs, 2 home runs in a 14-7 loss. And Philly just saw Snell on 9-17. The bat projecting 9.05 runs, making it a fair price of around -140, -135, and wind blowing out to left center field, 6 miles an hour, and a balmy 80 degrees in the middle of October. Let's go. Things can turn around. I know it's some great pitching, but I'm going to put some value on the hitting, especially after the overhit the last game and the big bats didn't do anything. So I think a lot more can go. So over 7.5, we're starting to see this trickle up, -115. Wouldn't be surprised if it closed a little shorter than that. Am I jumping on the second pick? Am I going back to back here, Johnny, or what are we doing now? Boom. Let's go. Shota Imanaga under 12.5 outs. Oh, that's a small number, Josh. Are you worried? No, I'm not worried. -117. Craig Counsell is already questioning himself after starting Matthew Boyd on short rest and getting pummeled 9-1 before the fourth. Things are scary for Cubland. Shota wasn't even the starter in game 2 in that wild card loss, as it was Andrew Kilridge. He opened. Imanaga went 4 innings pitched, 67 pitches, a home run, and 2 runs allowed. Looking back at it before the season ended, Shota was just getting pummeled, beat up before the playoffs. His last start, 8 runs allowed versus the Mets. And he allowed 3+ earned runs in 6 straight starts before that, putting up a 5.97 ERA. And he gave up 12 home runs in 34 innings pitched. He's also seen the Brewers 3 times this year, so familiarity is easy. Let's go. Beat him up. Craig Counsell has probably a leash here, hopefully in the blueprint of just 4 innings. Let's take the under on the other side of that key number of 12.5. That's what I got there, Johnny.
All right, I'm going to attack today with I'm going to go SGP plus here to attack these odds today, just because you're getting to the end of the season. Markets are tighter. There's not as good of edges, so I wanted to play this a little differently, so you can bring up the bet here. I'm going to go Phillies money line, Brewers money line, and then William Contreras to hit a home run. And I used a 50% boost at FanDuel, which honestly was the key because it jumped it to plus 1857. So when I was looking at the odds here, I think the Phillies have a really small edge on the money line. I think the Brewers have a really small edge on the money line. So in terms of like placing straight bets on these, like there is like a 1-2% or like 2% EV. So you can do it, but it's not really that high. And then William Contreras was kind of like the same thing. He was trading about plus 400 to hit home run. Thought he should be like plus 380. So again, really, really small edge. So I was like, let's slam these together. Let's take advantage of this 50% boost and let's kind of boost our EV that way. So that's why I'm actually taking this route here. The Cubs, I think there's something really wrong with Imanaga. You're bringing up the under 12.5 outs. I mean, he was getting shelled at the end of the regular season. They didn't start him in the wild card round. They went with the opener, Kittredge, and then they only brought him out for 4 innings. He gave up home runs in that game. He has a home run problem. You're in Milwaukee. William Contreras is someone who his splits actually aren't that crazy this year. He typically right-handed bat who hits left-hand pitchers really, really well. But you also like that, like 17 of his home runs this year, 14 were against right-hand pitchers. It's going to be probably a heavy bullpen game. So you don't like totally lose a splits advantage here. If he gets spun around, should be batting 30, should be facing Imanaga for at least 1 at bat. He has 2 home runs against him. So I like the Brewers there. There's also like the question mark with Jackson Churio. So not too sure. Is he playing? Is he out? They said the hamstring, it was inconclusive on the MRI. I don't even know what that means. So I'm going to attack it this way. I'm going to take the 50% boost. I'm going to try to boost my EV that way. The Phillies is a scary one. Blake Snell, he has pretty good numbers against the Phillies, but I think they're like plus 112 on the money line. I feel like at that price, you should probably be taking the Phillies. So I'm going to slam those together, use the 50% boost my edge that way. And that's my play for today. Jingles for the ALCS, or not ALCS, ALDS here. Jays, who's game 4 for the Jays, or who would that be?
That was supposed to be their bullpen game.
So that's going to be the bullpen game?
Yeah.
That
was the idea.
I feel like it's
$220 return via rail trip to Windsor, by the way. While you were talking about your bets, I was looking to see what it would cost to get to the border. Also, just seeing my friends in my group chat while you're talking to posting your Detroit Tigers game 3 tickets, because there's still they're still available.
Oh yeah, they're like $100. It's not Toronto.
Crazy.
It's not Toronto.
That's nuts. $100.
The face value. So I have season tickets. The face value on my season tickets for the playoffs for ALDS was $55. So that's the price for me to get in for the ALDS. Yeah, it's not. Right. We've talked about this the whole season. It's not. The Toronto prices are insane. Like, wasn't it? If you're secondary market yesterday, wasn't it like $500 to get into Toronto per ticket?
Yeah, 500. I think it was like 120 standing, maybe to 200 standing.
Yeah, if you're like upper deck, like first 5 rows, you're probably about like 100 to 150 tomorrow to get in.
Do you think like those companies are hoping that the team loses one game, so there's another game, like so they get the revenue from a game 5?
Yeah, probably. I mean, it's people in the business department who don't
right?
care about the side. It honestly, it is tricky though. With like if you're buying extra tickets for, I've had season tickets for a while, and like especially with the way the playoffs set up now, like people will go buy like say like 10, 15 extra tickets to like ALDS game home game 1, which the Tigers would be game 3. And if you're down 2-0 coming home facing elimination, people don't necessarily want to pay a big amount of money, and you get stuck with those tickets. So it's not as like, it's a kind of a game in itself for like that side of it. It's not, depending on how the series breaks out, the prices like really change. Like I'm sure the prices for the Jays game, once they went up 1-0, the game 2, the prices probably skyrocketed for game 2 there, because people think like, oh, this is exciting, like they're going to win this series type thing. So I think it's important for the Jays though. You want to close them out. I know you're up 2-0, but you want to sweep them and set up that rotation for the ALCS. And that's what I was kind of disappointed with in the Tigers yesterday, because you do have Skubal for game 5. You don't want to use Skubal in game 5 because you would like to save him for ALCS game 1 if you were able to close out in 3 or 4, right? Like you don't want to get to that point and then Skubal's not ready for the ALCS. So as much as like you have the lead, it's kind of important to, you don't want Gausman throwing again, right? I mean, it's kind of greedy, right? Give me a sweep, but
yeah, I don't think, I don't think Gausman's a guy like, oh, we need to bring him out here. I think you got enough depth in the bullpen, and obviously getting work from Savage really helps, and see how it goes. Gausman isn't an elite tier ace, right? Like he's not.
Yeah,
I think he's like a 3rd tier ace when you have like your top tiers of like Crochet and Skubal and Paul Skeens. That's one. And then I don't even think he's kind of in the tier 2 world of like Sanchez and pretty much half the Phillies rotation.
The Dodgers, Phillies, the starters on both sides. It's like every single game, it's like ace.
Yeah, he's not Snell, right? Like Gausman isn't in that Snell territory. He's not in that Ohtani territory. Yeah, so happy him start, but I don't think you need to push him. That's for sure.
Are you nervous that the Jays haven't like necessarily been battle tested through like the bull? Like it's been almost too easy, where it's like they're not really throwing like high leverage innings going like moving through the playoffs, or don't care, give me the blowouts?
No, that's good for the bullpen because they're fucking terrified. It's fine.
I feel like the Tigers, I feel like every single game in the last like 2 weeks, it's like our relievers had to face like just high leverage spots after high leverage spots, and like that pressure, I think it kind of like releases it a little bit. But I kind of agree with you. I think the Yankees are going to come up tight, and they're going to be nervous to lose that series.
Scared as hell, man. Scared as hell.
They quite literally are the Toronto Maple Leafs of baseball.
Like
1,000%. And the nice part for the Blue Jays, that's not their scenario. That's not their market. That's not their scenario. Like the Blue Jays is way different than the Maple Leafs in Toronto. So can you imagine if we get a Raptors NBA championship and a Blue Jays World Series before a Leafs
championship's coming this year? You stop it.
Can you believe
5 hours, 20 minutes to get me to Windsor, by the way, on Via Rail. That seems like a slow train.
That is a slow train. It's like a 3.5 hour drive.
Jesus.
Just get in the car.
Yeah, you're driving. But no, but 3 hour drive in the car is you driving. 5 hours, like I can sit there and bet on stuff and like not have to worry.
Yeah, how many Bundesliga bets can you bet?
How many? That's the old adage. How many Bundesliga bets can you get on the Via Rail in 5 hours?
All right, we will be back tomorrow. No Josh, but it'll be me and Derek Carty there for. We'll have the game 3s for the ALDS and game. There's no NLDS tomorrow. They're going
American National.
The National League's playing tomorrow.
No, it's going American Leagues, National Leagues. It's like day off. So Tuesday, Tuesday is all the American League games.
National League goes game 1, day off, game 2, then day off again. And
then Wednesday goes everybody.
Yeah, I get that. Just the National League kind of caught like a nice break there with the bullpens to set everything up. Not the American League. Anyways, tomorrow we're game 3 ALDS. I'll actually be going to that Tigers game at 4:00. So me and Derek Carter will be breaking down the bets tomorrow. We will see you guys then. Good luck with the NLDS game.
Hockey show starting Wednesday. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, hockey show. Hockey starts tomorrow. Point props are available. Point props are available everywhere. I just don't think DraftKings is the only one out there. And yeah, I'm going to have to get some units in the account because when I'm betting on NHL point props, Johnny, sometimes it's a 30 unit day out there in Riskland. So we'll see how that goes.
Once you start building all those stacks, you got a lot of questions here about Carlo. Carlo's obviously with you in the show and stuff.
Yeah, Carlo will be with me on Wednesday.
All right, so make sure to check out the hockey show on Wednesday, start of the season there with Carlo and Jingles. We'll be back tomorrow, Tuesday, 9:15 a.m. Eastern with Derek Carty for ALDS games. Good luck with NLDS. Let's win some bets.